B. Which of Z1 and Z2 above is farther from 0 on the argand diagram? Justify your answer. So 0 being the origin. So which of these is further from the origin? And you must justify, which means explain your answer. Okay, so Z1 was equal to 16 minus 11i, and Z2 is equal to 13 plus 17i. So to figure out how far they are from the origin, or from 0, we have to use our modulus formula. So one way of working this out is letting Z1 be 1 point, and the origin, which is 0, 0, being another, labelling them x1, y1, x2, y2, and using the length formula, the distance formula from page 18 of our formula tables, which is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we have our big square root, and x2 is 0, so we bring down a 0, and then a minus, and x1 is 16, and then we square it. Bring down the plus, very important, you have to have the plus. If you forget the plus, then you'll end up multiplying both of these together, which will be completely incorrect. Then y2 is 0, so bring down the 0, then the minus, and then y1 is minus 11, so we've got another minus and 11 stuck on, and then we square it. So minus 16 squared plus a minus by minus, which is plus 11 squared, will end up giving us 337. And don't forget you've got your square root, and the square root of 337 is 19.416. So then we're going to do the same with Z2 and the origin, which is 0, which is the point 0, 0. So we're going to get the distance between Z2 and 0. So again, Z2 is 13 plus 17i, and the origin is 0, 0i. So again, we label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and we use our length formula from page 18 of our formula tables. So we have our big square root, we swap the x2 for 0, bring down the minus, we swap the x1 for 13, and we square it. Bring down the plus, we swap the y2 for 0, bring down the minus, we swap the y1 for 17, and square it. 0 minus 13 is going to be minus 13 squared. 0 minus 17 is going to be minus 17 squared. Add them together to get 458, and you have your square root. The square root of 458 is 21.4009. So 21.4009 is clearly bigger than 19.416. So Z2 is further from 0 because it has the greatest modulus. So it has the higher value. 21.4009 is bigger than 19.416. So alternatively for this question, you could have just used your square root of a squared plus b squared formula and substituted 16 for the a with brackets around it, minus 11 for the b with brackets around it, and you would have still got 19.416. And you could have done the same with Z2. So swapped the a for 13 with brackets around it, and the b for 17 with brackets around it, and you still would have got 21.4009. So this would be a much quicker option, but because they didn't actually mention the origin and they didn't actually mention modulus, you might not have noticed that you had to use the modulus formula. So finding the distance from Z1 to 0 and from Z2 to 0 can also be done using this method.